So I'm Mike Smith with RAS Systems, and I'm going to show you today the various brake relays, how the wires connect, and how you might want to jump them out for testing purposes to decide if the relay is bad or not. There are three different versions. Technically they're the same, but you have the oldest, which I'm pointing at here, is the tan version. So in the cabinet you would see it as it's facing the camera. This version is the same as this version except for an extra wire connection at the bottom. This particular one has a 14 and a 13. This one has 14, 11, and 12. So 11 is the same as 13 on the shorter version. So if you're replacing the short version in your machine with the longer version, substitute the 13 position for 11. You'll need a small micro screwdriver. I would recommend you go get one if you're going to work on our machines or do any maintenance to them. They come in handy. Doesn't have to be expensive. It could come from Walmart or Harbor Freight, wherever you choose to buy it. But something of this size, maybe 2 millimeter in width. So as I said, in the machine you'll see the relay is connected facing outwards, and at the bottom of the relay there's a small hook that you can put a screwdriver in, and if you pry upwards, so if it's out at the machine like this and you pry upwards, it pops off the rail that's on the back side of the cabinet. The black ones have the same little notch. It's cut into the bottom of the relay. You can insert the flat blade of a screwdriver and pry upwards again, or upwards this way, to disconnect it from the wall. The activation voltage will be attached at the A1, as my simulation wire here. It's blue, attaches to A1. There may be a wire at A2. If not, there will be a plastic jumper that allows you to connect the relays side by side at the very top, and there will be a little white piece of plastic that's a jumper with wires in it that connects the relays together side by side. If you have a situation where the upper beam or folding beam will not move, or the upper beam on a turbo bin just falls down on its own without being told, you raise it up, it falls straight down, chances are high it's the relay here that's the problem. You can tell which relays are responsible for what. They're numbered at different series for different machines, but you may see one of these older ones labeled K9.2. The black ones could be 13K4, 13K5, based on the beam that they're responsible for. You can always tell because if you try to move that beam, for instance, if you move the upper beam up, the one responsible is going to light up. And you can't tell it's a light, but this clear piece of plastic on the front, if I open it up, or if I can get this one to open, there's just a light inside of that that will illuminate. It could be either green or amber in color. That doesn't make a difference as to the status of the relay. It's just some are green, some are amber. Our goal is going to be to take the 24 volts applied to A1, responsible for activating the relay, and send it directly to the brake wire, which is connected at 14. So to do that, you could use something as simple as a small piece of jumper wire like I have attached for my demo, or a paper clip that you would straighten out, and use that as a jumper because it's relatively small and stiff, so you're not going to be trying to fight getting it in the position. So to get the wire into our position to start, the wire at A1 will have this paperclip or jumper put into the hole right beside the A1. So you'll have two connections, the wire, the blue wire from A1 and your jumper also. And to do that, there is a narrow slot below the A1. That's the purpose for this small screwdriver. And if you insert the screwdriver at a down angle such as this, or if you're facing the machine out, it'll be going in at a down angle. Push in and pry down at the same time, and it will slip into place and stick. That opens up the hole that the blue wire is in at A1, makes it loose. So we will insert one end of the paper clip into the hole beside the wire, pull the screwdriver out. Now they're both stuck into the hole. Do the opposite on the bottom. You'll go in at an up angle, push in and press, and it sticks. Pull this wire out. This wire will be black and should have a white laser print number on it, usually marked number 4. And I would just get that nice and tight twist. If you take, you can go ahead and take the screwdriver out because nothing's going back into this hole. So are we going to take the wire you've removed from 14 and attach it directly to this jumper or this paper clip. Now you can twist them together. You can do something such as this, use the small wire nut and secure them together as such. But when you're done, you'll have the wire that's coming from the bottom attached to the paper clip. And this is going to allow the 24-volt source activating the relay to go straight to the electronic brake on the motor, bypassing the possible problem at the bottom. At this point, it's simply a matter of testing the beam's motion to see if it will move, if it wouldn't, or if it was falling from an upper position down, raise it up again and see if it stays. And that's the basics of how to bypass the relay. And of course, when you get the new one, you would put the wire that goes in 14, the black wire, back into 14. And once again, if you have a wire in 13 and the new relay has the 13, directly insert it into the 13. If it has the 11 and 12, you would insert the one from 13 into 11. You can do the same jumping of the older style relay, which has screw connections in the front, by simply loosening the wire with the screw, inserting the paper clip in along with the A1 at the top here, and then removing the one marked 14 at the bottom, the one on this side, and doing the same connection I did on this relay. Just jump them together and leave them as they are. And you would be free to run your machine with this bypass without any safety issue, because the brake is also triggered with a contactor. So in the beginning you started with two-step protection, and now you're down to a one-step protection. So it's still protected. No one's going to get pinched or have a problem by using this bypass to run the machine. Some people have failed to buy the relay and left it running with this setup for years. Hopefully that will clear things up some. This is my first video try with this. The plan is to produce more videos actually on site at the machine. And once again, if you have any questions or problems with the machine, you can contact our office in Peachtree City, Georgia at 770-487-7300 and press prompt number 3 for service. Thanks again.